Ladies, like I mentioned in last week's video, shortly after we got married, Russ and I had such a big fight that I actually shut down for 3 days. Hi, my name is Danielle and I'm a stonewaller, or what I like to refer to as having turtle-like behavior. Now, perhaps you or someone you live with has turtle-like behavior. In this video, we're going to share the responsibilities of the turtle and how they are to act within an argument and the responsibilities of coming back to the conversation. For the best marriage advice, give us a thumbs up if you're excited about this video, subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we post a new video every Wednesday. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Danielle. My husband and I co-founded Intentional Marriages. We have shared these similar tips with over 100 couples and have seen transformations in their marriages, and now it's your turn. Last week we talked about what happens when you get emotionally flooded. You either fight, flee, or freeze. I also explained how my husband is a tiger and I'm a turtle, so you can imagine our arguments. Yes, it's a little bit like that GIF, the tiger running after the turtle and the turtle shutting down. Well, last week's video was all about how a tiger can help a turtle open up, but this week is all about what the turtle needs to do in a fight. So comment below, are you a turtle or do you live with one? And if you recall last week, I also shared how I thought stonewalling was the nicer version in an argument. And for review, the 4 leading predictors of behavior that lead to a divorce is responding with defensiveness in a fight, contempt, criticism, and stonewalling. And when I learned stonewalling was one of those 4 behaviors, I was shocked. Shutting down is just as damaging as saying something mean to your partner. To counteract stonewalling, Russ and I came up with a hand signal.
And no, it's not that hand signal.
The hand signal we came up with was a timeout. So in the middle of a fight, I'm not going to explain to Russ how I need some time apart from the conversation. He calls it a conversation, I call it an argument. That I need time, I use the hand signal timeout. I don't have to explain it, he just knows that I'm going to walk away. Now, when I do walk away, what is on us turtles to do is to start taking deep breaths.
Breathe out. Oi. Now how feel?
Better. More focused.
Good. Come back to work.
It's really important to get our system, our nervous system especially, to calm down. Because until you calm down, your rational part of your brain never comes back on, okay? So taking deep breaths, even taking a deep breath right now feels good. Are you taking one? Taking a deep breath gets you to calm down. And then you also don't want to ruminate, meaning you don't want to replay the conversation over and over. So taking a walk, reading a book, watching television, anything to take your mind off of the conversation. Also thinking of something that makes you feel at ease. Maybe it's a trip that you used to be on, but anything that helps you escape from the conversation that is healthy and brings all those stress hormones that are in your body to calm down. Because you literally, scientifically, when those stress hormones get you to calm down, your rational, logical part of your brain comes back on. And now you can think of compromises. Now you can have a calmer conversation. I didn't believe it until I timed it. Our counselor said, you really literally need 20 minutes. And I was like, our parents said we needed 10 seconds. Count to 10. But no, it's 20 minutes. So give it a try if you have to. Time it, see if it works for you. But you should feel a significant shift. Again, don't forget the most important part, that you're not ruminating on the conversation. Now, the reaction you might get from your tiger partner is, I want to resolve this right away. I don't want to take a break. And although you need the 20 minutes, they need the 20 minutes too. because they're just as full with stress hormones, the adrenaline, the epinephrine, and cortisol, and it's just as important for a turtle-like behavior person to take 20 minutes to calm down, as well as the tiger. So as frustrated as Russ would get with me wanting to shut down the conversation, again, his version is a conversation, mine's the argument, is it would frustrate him. But what our counselor taught us was that for the folks who shut down, it is our responsibility to come back to the conversation. So when I say time out, I'm saying I need a break, but what I'm also saying, because we've agreed to this ahead of time, what I'm also saying is, without saying it, is I will come back to this conversation within 48 hours. Now in the beginning, I needed that long. I mean, I told you about my first fight and it took 3 days for me to finally, resolve it. In the beginning, I would say I promised to come back within 48 hours. After lots of practice and me coming back to the conversation and Russ practicing being emotionally safe, emotional safety is also on the turtle too, because shutting down would make Russ feel like he was walking on eggshells. He was afraid to say anything to me because I would shut down. So you both need to provide emotional safety. So when I would promise to come back within 48 hours, we would practice and go through the conversation again. And if we needed to take a time out again, we would take a time out and we would keep coming back to that conversation until we could resolve it. Now, over time, I've gone from 48 hours to 24 hours to a few hours after the argument to now within 20 minutes, and sometimes I can do it even in the moment. But it's taken me a long time to come that far as a turtle. So remember that when you are going back to the conversation and you get flooded all over again, take a break and keep coming back to it. Now, there's a big fault in this whole system is where you're like, it didn't go well the first time. Why would I want to go back to the conversation a second time? And I get it. I'd much rather ignore the conversation. I'd much rather ignore the fight and rehash all of those hurt feelings again. But what is happening when you don't go back to the conversation and you ignore what happened and you just don't bring it up again is you are burying resentment. And resentment initially doesn't look like much. It's just a little dust under the rug. No one will see it. Over the years, it's a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, to where now you're starting to see mounds under your rug, right? And then all of a sudden you have these big blow-ups and you're like, why are we having these big blow-ups? Well, it's because you haven't been dealing with the little things. And when you resolve the little things, they stay little. But when you ignore the little things, they have a tendency to grow over time. Comment below, does this make you nervous promising to come back to the conversation? Let us know down below. So I implore you, turtles, as much as you hate the conversations, use this practice of giving yourself 20 minutes because you will feel calmer, you will be able to think differently and perhaps even see your own act in the argument and own some of the responsibility and share perhaps where you were wrong. But this will build a much stronger friendship and build that emotional intimacy that we just love having in our marriages. Because when we feel emotionally close and we have that intimacy together, we have a peace about our relationship. So Russ and I didn't have peace for many years, and it's our heart's desire that we can turn decades of frustrations that we experience into days for you. And ladies, if you do have turtle-like behavior, would you like to be able to communicate better with your husband? Learn how to repair after the argument, even when you don't want to come back to that conversation? And if you're interested in joining us, check out the description and the link below and see if this program's right for you. I'd love for you to join us. Let me know if you like this video by liking it below and subscribing, and take a screenshot. Share this out with your friends in hopes that we can reach more and more married couples and we can turn decades of frustrations down into days for them. As I mentioned earlier, watch this video on the 6 steps on how to repair from an argument. And remember, if you want an extraordinary marriage, be intentional. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.